flange. As you can see, it's below floor level and it's at a lean. So I'm going to cut the old one out, and we're going to try to get it level and rebuild a new one that's flat. I'm going to cut the old one out first so that I can just get a better idea of how I'm going to have to deal with this. It looks like it's all hollow underneath too. No floor base for it. That's going to make it more complicated. This is a problem because there's no flooring. All right, here we are. So I've cut everything out, kind of prepped it up. I'm gonna vacuum it out here in a minute, but just kind of got everything staged and ready. So we have enough flooring left here. We could put a disc here of wood around, mount it down, use wood epoxy to fill in the voids, and then a top layer of rockite, and that would rebuild the whole thing. So that's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna go get a disc made. We're gonna have to get a cutout for it. Here's the frame that we're gonna build here. I'm going to cut out. I use this as a frame that I'm gonna use because this will be the exact size of it'll bring the pipe through the hole, link with the other one. So I got this traced out. We're gonna use the hole saw and we're gonna cut that center part out real quick. Once I get that done. All right, we're cutting it out now. Whoop, a little. Alright, so as you can see, we've cut a ring out, which is going to basically go there, and that's going to help rebuild the floor like so. We'll get it into a good position around the pipe like that, and it's going to be screwed in, and then we'll use the wood epoxy to finalize the form. Alright. And then we're going to build that up with the wood epoxy, build it all the way up, and then we'll use the rockite for that final layer. So that's basically how we're going to do this. That just kind of gives us the initial structure that we're going to need to kind of rebuild that section over here, because this is the part we got to rebuild up. So we'll use what exists as the framework. So that's how that's going to go. All right, so with that, we want to start reinforcing the wood that already exists and harden it up and start getting a little base down. So we're going to use our liquid wood, of course, to start conditioning this, get it ready for the wood epoxy, because that's good primer. It helps adhere it. And we'll also do the ring with the liquid wood as well to give that a further connection with everything to what we're going to make it to be one solid piece of wood basically when this is done. So here we go. First we're going to mix the liquid wood. Alright, so I used my little paddle here, and we're just kind of mixing it for 1 minute, the part A and B of the liquid wood, 2 parts, equal mix. Just kind of mix it for about a minute. We're done. Then we're going to let it sit 5 to 10 minutes to get ready to cure, and then we're going to take our paintbrush and we're going to just start slabbing it on everywhere. Start prepping everything up. And here we go. Alright, so we painted on the liquid wood, all on the current plywood subfloor that was left there. And then the piece that I'm going to build, my ring, is going to go on. I also covered that with liquid wood. We're going to let that cure for a minute, kind of touch up. And then we're going to bind them together, and we're going to mechanically screw that in all around the pieces that we can bite and then we'll be able to form the wood epoxy in all the voids, and it'll become one complete new piece of flooring. That's going to be the idea. All right, so we took the 2 parts epoxy and out of the cans, and we're now going to mix the 2 parts together, and we knead it for a while. We'll do about a minute, and just to where it's really mixed real well and looks beige, and then you almost can tell it's ready when it starts to get a little bit warm in your hand. So that's what we're looking for. All right, so let's start doing. All right, so we've been filling the bottom below, filling the void. Now we're coming up with the top, filling the top in. Gonna lock this all into the sides now. And when it's done, it's gonna form a whole new piece of wood, whole new base floor. This is the magic of wood epoxy. It literally will bond to this whole thing. And then once I'm done, it'll accept screws and everything. And we're gonna put some screws in where basically where there was some wood left. I'm gonna put some screws there and here, slide along the way here where there was some wood left, to just give it a little bit more of a mechanical fix there. This here is on the bottom of it, the sides underneath it, and now on the top. So it's going to be very strong and basically going to form a whole nother piece of wood even without that. But we will throw a few screws in there just for extra support to hold it in. And right now this stuff's getting really hot because it's now creating a chemical reaction and starting to bond to everything that it touches. It will bond to even the tile. So it's going to just be totally secure now. And we did all this from the top without even the cut below. So this is the great thing about wood epoxy. So yeah, basically just making sure all of it's gonna grab all the way through. We're just gonna keep building it up. And then at the top we'll do a rockite final nice little layer just to level it all off, because it is hard to level this, but with the rockite we'll be able to just give it that final leveling nice top coat. But once this cures, and it takes about, I usually let it cure for about 6 hours. Once that cures, it just becomes a solid piece of wood. It's like rebuilding the whole floor all over again. That's the great thing about wood epoxy. It bonds to everything. It forms a whole new piece of subfloor, basically, is what I just did with this. Whole new piece of subfloor. It's pretty awesome. All right. So we're going to keep building that up, and we'll be back. All right, so here we are. So we've got the wood epoxy built up around that ring, all filling in around the edges, below the ring, on the top. The ring served as a very nice structure to build on. And we still have plenty of space to put the flange right into the pipe. So right now we have a layer here of that. And I even put just a little dab of liquid wood on top that helped me smooth that out further, and just left myself a little bit of space below here in order to put the leveler in. Once we put the quick concrete leveler in, that'll bring it right up to where we want and level all the little dips and everything here, and we'll be perfectly leveled and ready to go. Put the flange in and screw it down and get the toilet back on. So we're gonna let this cure for overnight. It's already almost 9 o'clock. Let it cure overnight, I like to let it cure about 6 hours, just so it's fully secure and hard. So there we go. All right, so we got mixed up our rockite over here, and we poured layer on there. That's going to be the final top coat anchoring to further strengthen the whole flange. And then that also kind of is self-leveling, so that'll help level everything out and get it pretty much to the level of the tile. So there it is. So that's rebuilt now. Now we gotta just let that cure, and then we will be able to do the next steps of mounting the flange into the pipe and drilling it all in, putting our seal on. We got all that over here, locking the bolts in, and that's it. So, about an hour to dry this on this stage right here. About another hour and this will all be done and ready to go. It's already starting to harden up already, so we're on our way. Alright, so we've used this flange, and it's got a brand new seal on the inside. It's one of the twist types. We pushed it in and twisted it tight. It's now sealed, and now we're ready to lock the flange into place and drill it in. And then we've already got the keyholes ready to go, so we're just like looking at making sure they're level and straight across, which they are. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the drilling. We'll use my hammer drill to get through, and here we go, where that's next. Alright, so here we are. I'll drill the flange down nice and solid. Just getting the bolts lined up, ready to go here. Everything lined up where it goes. Wax seals in. There we go. Looks solid. Alright. I'm gonna wrench these down just a little bit, and then go ahead and get this toilet mounted on here. Looking really good, real solid. Alright, so we got the toilet onto the new flange and on the new wax seal. Now tightening it down against the flange. Alright, so
needs to put in
up the flush, we're good. No leaks at all. Perfect seal. It's good.